Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. It's finally the day, guys. The 99 stats arrive on the Ultimate Scream cards today at FC26, and as of right now, they're not upgraded just yet, but they will be very soon, most likely right around the content drop time today. We're going to talk about that because that means there's more to discuss with these cards on the market, but what's just as big of news is the promo that's coming next. The UEFA Primetime leaks that we've learned about in the last day have gotten really interesting from the fact of the matter that we're going to get over 60 special cards coming into packs at the same time this Friday, including the heroes and the regular players that are in this promo team. That's a lot, and we're going to talk about all the leaks with UEFA Primetime and look forward to what other content we can expect today on Wednesday with the Ultimate Scream upgrades. If you guys are excited for the 99s, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you're new. Let's get into things by looking back at yesterday's Tuesday content. First, and objectives were simply we had the weekly rush points refreshing here for a couple of simple packs that are now kind of feeling a bit outdated, where other rewards in this game like draft, rivals, foot champs have been updated. These rewards have not. So it'd be nice to see those juiced next week, at least a little bit higher up in terms of the quality of the packs. But speaking of objectives, this is probably the biggest change that we saw yesterday in this part of the game. The Screamers tournament just got a whole lot easier. Yesterday, we were talking about how this tournament didn't feel worth the grind because you had to score in 20 or 25 separate matches. Well, EA changed that yesterday after the community feedback about this tournament to make it just score goals in total. So score 20 or score 25 goals in total instead of scoring in a separate match, which makes this a whole lot easier to get done, especially given the rewards don't feel that insane. That's a very nice way to kind of come to a middle ground, I guess, between EA feeling like this is what we should do for this tournament and what we feel like is the community we would want to do. So this is actually now worth doing, especially because it's been extended as well. You can simply just play this tournament, try to score goals, or try to win the whole thing, and you can score less goals to get the group reward, which is that 81 times 11 and the Issy card. But an 81 times 11 is a decent pack, so it makes that tournament much more easy to complete, which is very, very nice. Now, let's go to Evos, where we had a surprising Evo yesterday. Guys, a Bronze Evolution, kind of named as well after one of the most legendary cards of all time in the Ultimate Scream era, the Emre Mor Dortmund card back from, I think it was FIFA 18 or FIFA 19. Maybe it was even FIFA 17 he had that card. Anyways, this is the Scream Mor Evolution, and it's for Bronze Strikers, max 64 rated. I think there might be a pace max as well. I'm trying to create kind of the bronze Claudia Pina here because I packed this card yesterday after seeing her on Footbin. 5'3" Insa Eguiguren. Quick step, first touch, and low driven are the playstyles that are given, and some nice stat boosts in here. It takes you up to a 74 rated card, so this could be a card you use in a silver team, or you could chain it with some of the other Evos that are out right now, like the Spooky Striker or maybe the Undead Lion. Some of the chains with these bronzes into those Evos look pretty crazy. I'm going to keep mine as a silver to use in silver tournaments in the future, but that Evo yesterday really created just a fun opportunity to upgrade a bronze card to make it usable, and then also to check your club for some profits. I had a couple of cards in my club that I ended up selling. One card in particular for about 3,000 coins, I think. Yeah, Vaz, the striker from Marseille, sold him for 3,000 coins. Boom. Check your club for any of the players that you might see on top of Footbin here, and then just check for random bronzes anyway, because it doesn't take a whole lot for a bronze to go up to 1 to 2 to 3,000 coins. If there's a player from a certain club that people are wanting to evolve, those cards could go up very easy, so make sure you check your club for those. Now to SBCs we go, where of course Tuesdays usually bring us a new upgrade pack, and we had that, but this one is not good value. The 84 plus times 2 upgrade pack, which requires 3 84 rated cards, and then what is it, an 83 rated squad for the rest of the to finish off the squad. That is a lot. You're turning in 3 84s to get maybe 2 back. You're hoping you need a walkout from this pack to make it worth it. That's why this is 80% downvoted. Now, although it is downvoted, if you take a look at the prices of 84s, they did actually start to go up a little bit yesterday after this SBC was released. But what's really random right now is that the 84s have come back down. And I don't know if this happened to you guys as well, but as I just logged on, I noticed that I had a pack in my store. It's an 84x3 tradable pack. Was this something to do with the end of the season pass last season? Because I also saw people tweeting me that they had just gotten a Tamori in their unassigned. So something happened here where EA is either giving out Tamori or giving out the 84x3 pack. Something had to be kind of going on there with the level 40 season 1 pass there, and I think this is maybe why those 84s went from 1.4k back down to 1.2. I'm just going to open this right now to see what we get. It looks like we get Mateo. It's just a ×3 pack, so okay, yeah, that was pretty cheeks. I'm understanding why 84s are going down a bit, because they were up at 1.4 and other 1.2. I would say 84s at like minimum price right here at 1.1 on bid. 1.2 is basically the minimum price. I would bid on those. I think those could be easy investments throughout the rest of this week to lazy list up on the market and try to get some sales on those cards, since that 84 × 2 is out and it's going to refresh every 2 days, and people are going to do it even though it doesn't look like that good of value. Now, the other player SBC that we had yesterday is good value. Ona Batlle. Her card was leaked. Interesting stat upgrade. Of course, looking at the actual card that we have here, but it's out. 3-star, 4-star, left back and right back, along with right mid and right wing. The huge shooting boost from her base gold card, and then a playstyle set here that looks interesting. I think it's just the flexibility of this card with the roles that she has, and the fact that she links to all the Barca cards that makes this a really versatile and cheap SBC for only 50,000 coins, which is just an 83 rated squad and then an 85 rated squad with an inform. I think this is one to stash in the club for later, depending on what 99 stat boost. Like if she gets 99 physical, this could be a card you plug and play instantly into your team once these scream boosts come out. But as of right now, this is a nice cheap SBC awaiting the 99 stat. And you've got how long to do it? You got a week to do it. So I think that's actually a decent one, especially with the Claudia Pina links and so many other Barca links being very hype at the moment. So another nice, cheap Scream SBC there. Now, yesterday as well, some other things that we saw related to content, I guess you could call them. This tweet from EA talking about the quit at a draw disconnect situation that we've seen added to last year in FC25, and then of course a part of FC26 as well. This is a change in the conditions that must apply in order for a win to be awarded, and it's a good thing, right? Instead of it being 45 minutes in game that had to pass time-wise before this would kick in. So like, let's say it was the 46th minute and you were up 1-0, your opponent scored and then they quit for some reason, or vice versa. They were up 1-0, you scored to make it 1-1 and they quit. You would get the win if it was after the 45th minute. Starting now, I guess in game, it's only going to be the 20th minute. So that makes it even hopefully going to be awarding the draw quits even more times than it was before. I still don't feel like I'm experiencing this a ton, but that's now the case there with those draw quits, which is very nice. Just making it even a little bit more easy, I guess, and covering more situations where somebody might quit out, which should award you the win. So that is nice. Now, one other unrelated note, but it is kind of a part of news, and this is just kind of something that we saw tweeted out yesterday that was random. Something to put in the back of our minds, though, is that FUTMIS is not coming this year, and I think maybe we had a little bit of extra hope that it would after they brought back Ultimate Scream, and they've been listening to the community, right? That's the club is yours for FC26. This would have been the promo to bring back and the year to do it, to be completely honest. But I'm guessing that Foot Sheriff is tweeting about this because there was either a Winter Wildcards card design or Winter Wildcards stuff put in the code or leaks that he's getting about Winter Wildcards. They would kind of confirm that FUTMIS would not be happening this year. Now, what I'm hoping for is like one of those EA employees is going to quote tweet and say, like, with a Santa hat emoji, the leakers got it wrong, you know, like we had for Ultimate Scream. That would be epic if that were to happen. But, you know, that's just kind of something to remember. It looks like Winter Wildcards is coming back and FUTMIS will not be, at least right now. We're still very far ahead of that. We got Black Friday before we get to all the holiday content, but that's just one thing that I wanted to mention there because that was a big tweet yesterday. Now let's talk about the 99s, guys, and talk about these Ultimate Scream cards. We have not had the upgrades yet. As we said in yesterday's video, it would be in a certain time frame between Wednesday at midnight AM, 12 a.m. UK time, and then Wednesday at the content drop. It's looking like right now the upgrades are going to drop at the content time today on Wednesday, which personally I think is the most hyped time to drop these because everybody's going to be on the game. Then it becomes part of the content drop. And of course, you can get those last rivals points in before rewards using the 99 stat players. Now, there is a bit of a shout that maybe they could upgrade these cards at a really random time today, like 1:18 p.m. UK time, which is like 8:18 or 8:19 a.m. Eastern time, because that's like when the moon, the specific moon that this is happening for, the beaver moon, is like going to be in full effect. I don't know if EA reads into it that much. I'm going to guess it's going to be around the content drop time, but we're still awaiting on these upgrades. And unless EA do something super crazy, it's sounding like from some of the rumors, I wouldn't say there's leaks about this, but it sounds like the Team 2 cards are going to get the same upgrades that they had when they were unintentionally, mistakenly boosted that first time around. So players like Dybala, Pulisic, and Mariona getting the 99 pace. Cuadrado had the pace as well. Dembele had the physical. Bernstein had the shooting, and Griezmann had the dribbling. The rumor is that they're going to get the same upgrades that they had before. Now, for the heroes that were in Team 1 and the regular cards, this is still a mystery for these, but this, of course, brings the question back up. As these cards upgrade today, what do you do with them? You can see my coins are up. I sold into the hype on my Dybalas. I had all these Dybalas that I bought for 400,000 coins and less, or 4 of them were below 400k. A couple of them were just above 400,000 coins. But I sold in the hype because I didn't want to have to mess with the ups and downs of potentially what could happen today, because I do believe these cards can go up, but also there's so many people that have invested in these, and at the same time, there's so many Scream cards. Guys, I was just counting through the squads here and then trying to add in some of the SBC and the objective players. I think we have like almost 80 cards that are going to get a 99 stat today from all the SBC's objectives, regular cards, and the heroes that have been dropped. That is a ton of Scream cards, and a lot of us have multiples of these in our club. I think that could hurt the rest of the market a little bit because other players are not going to be as hype. Other out-of-pack special cards, even other heroes and icons won't be as hype because these cards are all going to be the rage. But still, I just think so many people have invested in these that I don't want to spend too many coins, or I don't want to risk my coins. That's really what it is. If you sell in the hype today before the upgrades, you're basically saying, I want to sell into the hype. I don't want to assume the risk of what could happen after the upgrades. Once that happens, then you can sort things out and then decide, do you want to invest later? Do you feel like the card is still undervalued, depending on how much hype there is and depending how the price moves? That's what I'm going to be doing. So I took the safe route and I sold in the hype. But I also think if you're very confident in a player that you're like, yo, if they get this upgrade, then they're going to go crazy in price. I think there's going to be that today too. I think the cards that get 99 shooting and 99 pace are going to be the ones that could actually go up in value the most, especially if they're like more expensive cards because they would be more rare. But then again, it just depends. For the cards that go up a lot today, at the same time, I also think there could be some that drop straight away because maybe, you know, everybody wants Peter Crouch to get that 99 pace. But what if he gets 99 physical or something like that? It's not going to be as hype, and his price on his card could drop. So that's where I feel like there's still a little bit of risk in this. I sold into the hype. I have my coins ready to go. I'm doing a couple of other flips right now, but I've got my coins ready to go so that I can buy cards today once the upgrades happen and we see the market move in the certain ways that it is going to do so. And now I do have a bit of a flip here. I bought a Cantona. I bought a Cordoba, as you saw there. So I'm still trading a little bit, but I'm waiting for the upgrades to see how I want to move next in the market. So just decide what's best for you based on the cards that you have, with how much risk you want to assume, whether to sell in the hype or to hold for the upgrades. Now let's talk about what is kind of building in hype, because I wasn't expecting the promo coming after Ultimate Scream to hit as Ultimate Scream did the first week, because this was such a big promo coming back with the 99 stats that we're seeing today, right? That's going to be all the hype. We talked about it a lot more yesterday. The Roll Pluses are going to be added as well. But then with this UEFA Primetime promo, the more that I hear about it, the more that we learn, It's kind of looking interesting, guys, especially with this top leak that FIFA Trading Romania posted yesterday. The UCL Primetime promo will feature more than 60 special cards in packs this Friday, he says. 60 cards in packs is a ton. Is that all the heroes and the regular base cards that are going to be a part of this promo? Is there a re-release or a best of? Are we going to have that already? Usually we don't see that until Black Friday for the first time of the year, when we get some of those promo cards from earlier on in the year re-released back into packs. What is going to be all these cards in packs? Now, the obvious answer to that you would think would be, well, there's a lot of teams that are going to be represented by these Champions League cards. Maybe there's Europa League and Conference League as well. That's probably the best guess, but we still have yet to figure out what that's going to look like. So that's the biggest question I have right now. What are all the cards that are going to be in packs? But I love this one. Special moments cards for UCL game. That's basically UCL man of the matches or player of the matches or just moments cards like we had in previous years. The one that came to mind right away yesterday when we saw this leak was this Kostas Manolis SBC that was a moments card from FIFA 19. I remember this SBC very vividly. I don't remember what the game was, but I remember the moments SBCs like this and many others being really hyped because it was like somebody had a sick game or somebody had a very important goal or, you know, just a very important performance in UCL, and you want to see that card get recognized in game, and it does. And that's what those SBCs could be. Could also be cards in packs, could be objectives. Who knows? But the fact that that's going to be a part of this promo is really, really cool. There's going to be Showdown SBCs. Of course, we already have one Showdown that is leaked, and there's going to be another Icon Match Day pick. 2 of them are UCL winners. So, apart from all that, we have these cards that are live, and we have a whole bunch of players that are added to the leaked list. Also, it looks like Nasib is not going to be the new hero that is the women's hero that's going to be coming. It's Lauder, the German center mid there. She's going to be with De Rossi and Salgado as the new heroes to FC26 that'll be featuring in the promo. We've got Anthony Gordon coming as a card. We've got Julie as another existing hero. Saliba for Arsenal. Esteval for Chelsea. That's the thing to think about with these cards, right? Is all of these players are going to be representing the club for upgrades as we go through the rest of Champions League throughout this year. Rios for Benfica. Javi Simons for Spurs. Love that. Pavlovic for Bayern. We've got Militao for Real Madrid and Gakpo even for Liverpool. So these are all predicted stats at the very moment. But as you would think with this promo, there's going to be a lot of players because basically almost every club from Champions League is probably going to be represented here because there's upgrades on the line. Now, there's a few more leaks that are out there too. Dennis Mann from PSV. I think PSV might be like last in the table right now for the Champions League group stages, so that's not looking good for upgrades for him, but he's going to get a card. We got Barcola from PSG, and then a couple of other cards were leaked that are in the Europa League. And I find this very interesting because we have not seen a Europa League card design like leaked or put into the game code yet, but surely there's going to be one, especially if we're having a De Rossi card for Roma, if we're having some of these cards as well, like a Feyenoord player and a Lille player. I would assume there's going to be some more card designs that will be added to the code very soon. So watch out for more leaks of players because there kind of has to be. Sure, they're covering a lot of the big clubs right now: Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Real Madrid, Bayern, Liverpool, but we're still missing plenty of clubs. And then also thinking about women's clubs from the Women's Champions League, there's going to be a lot of players, and that's kind of how it starts to make sense of how there might end up being 60 cards in packs. Maybe there's not a re-release. Maybe it's just purely for what is incoming with these live cards. Now, I would absolutely say keep a close eye on the market and keep a close eye on the leaks because this is really interesting to have that many cards in packs at the same time. For players like Militao, who is going to be getting a new item, maybe you want to sell off this inform that he has just to be safe. That's a card that's gone up a ton in price, and you don't have to think about that too much as of right now because there hasn't been too many promos this year. But for any of the other players that could be leaked, I was trying to just quickly remember, have we had promo cards for any of these guys before? Militao was one. This is the first one for Saliba. I think it's the first one for about all these cards. Just be careful with that sort of thing. And I don't know if this is going to really cause panic. I think most of the hype today is with the Scream cards and with the 99 stat upgrades that are going to be coming to these. But we'll have to see what the rest of the leaks look like for the UEFA Primetime promo. That would be the leaks I would watch out for today. We still need to learn more about this promo. What exactly are the upgrades going to be? We had the leaked, but what is it going to be officially from EA? SBCs, because we love when these live cards get released as SBCs. Those end up being some main cards that we really try to focus in on for the upgrade potential that they have, the evolutions that we'll have with this, and the promo details in general. Watch out for more of that, because I'm sure we're going to be learning more about it. Now, let's just dive into more content that we're expecting to see today on Wednesday, because we are expecting a new Evo, because yesterday TheFutAccountant posted about the Rafael and the Selma Parluelo that were skying in price on the market. If you guys didn't see, their prices were going up like crazy. It made a lot of people think there's going to be a left wing Evo for max 84 rateds. And then TheFutAccountant said the next evolutions are low OVR evolutions, but that today on Wednesday, we're going to get a big Evo. So a lot of people are saying that those cards going up were a pump and dump, allegedly. I guess we'll end up seeing if there is an Evo that actually fits them. Maybe they will go up, but for now, doesn't seem like there's any concrete evidence of that. But a big evolution is coming today, but it's low overall. Is low overall mean like max 80, max 79, like some of the Evos that we've had recently? Or is 84 a low overall? I wouldn't call that a low overall at this stage of the game, but like Spooky Striker, max 79. The Portuguese Backline Titan, max 81. That's the sort of Evo that I would say is a low overall. So we'll be watching out for that if there's any more leaks with that today, which I would assume that there would be. Speaking of SBCs for Wednesday content today, there's no icon or hero pack that's refreshing. Both of these go until this weekend. The hero pack is going to expire, I think, on Saturday. Yeah, 4 days left. It doesn't repeat or anything like that today. So there's nothing super crazy that we're watching out for in SBCs besides maybe a player SBC of some sort, maybe one of our last Ultimate Scream cards, or the first showdown with Edison Cavani that we saw leaked by Foot Sheriff a couple of days ago. If you guys missed that one, where is that at? Oh, it's right here. Edison Cavani and Portillo between Boca Juniors and River Plate. So that game is happening this weekend. Maybe it will be a part of this promo that is going on in the weekend. Not that that's UCL related at all, of course, because it's not. But that'd be something to watch out for as still a player SBC that is leaked at this very moment. And then the last thing is Team of the Week Puteus and Team of the Week Jude Bellingham and Van de Ven going out of packs today. And Team of the Week 8 is going to be coming in packs. It is a very underwhelming Team of the Week. This is the full official Team of the Week stats that are here. Interesting thing to note that Donk said in his tweet here that all Team of the Weeks are going to be 83 rated and above. And that actually means that if you have some informs, and this is a good time to think about this, some informs that are 80, 81 rated that are still kind of low, that are players that you think people would want to evolve in the future, it is time to start stocking up on those. We've already seen cards from this year like Ansu Fati go from 15K up to 30. Of course, we've seen the Fermin 83 rated inform card go crazy in price. He's extinct at 42,000 coins. So this is just a reminder to keep stocking informs in your club from those low rated Team of the Weeks, because you never know when somebody's going to fit an Evo, then they're going to go crazy in price. So pick the popular players from popular clubs, leagues, and nations, and just stock them in your club. Even if you're going back a couple of weeks in a previous Team of the Weeks, especially now like these 80 and 81 rated cards, like since we're having some of those Evos that are still max 80, max 81, some of these cards may fit, and they may end up going crazy in price, even though informs are up right now at the moment. I think all informs are 12,000 coins. They're rising because they keep getting required in SBCs, and people are doing the SBCs. This is still, I think, a time where you can go pay 12K on some Team of the Weeks just to stock your club for the long-term, long run in the future as a bit of an investment there. But other than that, the new Team of the Week today does not look super good at all. Now, other than that, like I mentioned, market-wise, I'm kind of just chilling at the moment because I'm a little bit hesitant to invest too much or put too many of my coins into Scream cards or even anything else, because the Scream cards I do feel like are going to take over the game today. I know I've been saying that just about every video talking about the Scream cards, but again, like I'm so curious to know what 99 stat Benzema is going to get. Like Benzema, dude, if he gets 99 pace, that card is going to be insane. He's already everywhere, but 99 pace would be unreal if he got that. You know, a card like Pogba, the center attacking mid Pogba, what's his stat going to be versus the CDM Pogba? Are they going to give him pace? If so, that's crazy. I think his SBC is still available. People may end up starting that SBC. And then, kind of like we mentioned yesterday as well, is there going to be any crazy, like, weird glitches with these upgrades? Is Benzema, like, going to go to a 99 stat, and then are you going to be able to, like, put a cosmetic Evo on him and then keep the 99 stat there? Or will it still go away, you know, in 7 days when it's supposed to? Or will putting a cosmetic Evo on one of these Scream cards make you lose your upgrade? All questions that we're going to hopefully get the answers to today when these Scream cards get their upgrades. And man, I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready to see all these cards have the 99s and to use them in game later on today. That's going to be the big story for sure. But until then, we keep watching the cards and we'll watch their prices very closely as well. But that's the video for me today, guys. I will see you in the stream today on Wednesday. There's going to be a lot to discuss and a lot to watch for. I'm super excited for it. So if you want to see that, stay up here on the YouTube channel. Or of course, you can go to Twitch as well. We'll be live there as well. But if you enjoyed today's video, drop a thumbs up on it, comment below if you have any questions, and of course, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the stream today. Have a great Wednesday. It's been TheFutAccountant. Catch you later. Peace out.